Yeah, this is like a terrible spawn island. Yeah, I can hear you, DJ. Hello, people of the world, and welcome to my channel. I am the Dirty Ducky, and today we've had some technical difficulties. I'll be honest, I derped up. I didn't record all the audio from our Discord call, so this has required a bit of a change of plans, and I'm going to have to voice over this entire episode. So while I'm stuck here hiding in a hole with Torchspam, I'm just going to kind of recap what we've been through. So we took a minute to record this nice little intro where Torchspam told about the server and what we were going to be doing, which I can just sum up now by saying that it's a vanilla server with no mods. I believe we're playing on hard difficulty mode and all other settings are on default. We did specifically pick out this seed because of the mushroom island that's in the middle of a large body of water with lots of islands around it. But we didn't actually spawn into the seed ahead of time, so we didn't realize that there was no trees on any of these islands. So after we took a few minutes to look around and realize that there was no trees, we decided that our first mission needed to be to set out and find wood. Now, I'm not really sure why Mr. and Mrs. DJ were hitting each other there, but then DJ died of fall damage. Not sure how, but... And then just a few seconds later, Torch and Mrs. DJ decided to take on an Enderman with no weapons, no armor, and despite all warning that they were going to die. Surprise. Mrs. DJ died. Naturally, this meant that I needed to throw my dog into the fight and try to get my couple of punches in. For obvious reasons, this fight took a while, but ultimately Torchspam won the day and the Ender Pearl. So with that done, our next task was to try to find a home, which was gonna mean crossing the ocean. We didn't really want to swim it, but we didn't have many other options. With no wood for boats and no other resources whatsoever, all we could do was set out and hope to find something. We did have a vague idea of which direction we needed to go to find the mushroom island that we wanted to settle on, but we had no idea how difficult finding that island was going to be. Typically, I try to last as long as I can with 0 deaths, but yeah, drowns with tridents are a pain in the butt early game. And I wasn't the only one struggling. We ended up going back to the spawn island several times to collect people who had died. Fortunately, DJ Color had managed to find some wood and crafted up some boats. We collected up Mrs. DJ, we collected up Torchspam, and we all headed out for the Mushroom Island. A journey that was now made a lot easier that we didn't have to swim. So Mrs. DJ and I stayed behind on the island while Mr. DJ and Torchspam went out exploring. We used some of the wood that DJ had managed to collect to craft up some simple tools, and we went to work. We created 2 simple diagonal stair-step mine shafts, and once we reached Y11 at diamond level, we went ahead and opened it up into a base camp kind of room. In there we went ahead and created a little tunnel layout, preparing to just strip mine. We're using 1 wide, 2 tall tunnels every 2 blocks to try to maximize on the block exposure. I went left, Mrs. DJ went right. But then, a miracle, I found coal. No, totally joking. I got kind of excited about finding coal this quickly, and as I'm mining out the coal, diamonds! 3 blocks into my first strip mine. Needless to say, I was a little excited. I'm not gonna lie, I was jumping for joy. Literally. Jumping. But unfortunately, as my luck would typically have it, I found diamonds, but not iron. I had a stone pickaxe, so I couldn't mine it. Instead, I just went ahead and mined around it, getting more and more excited as I went along and realized that this was a 5 vein of diamond ore, 3 blocks deep in my first tunnel. That I've never had luck like that trying to find diamonds. So don't judge me for getting overly excited. From there, the search continued. We dug tunnels for quite a long time, looking for whatever we could find. Naturally, Mrs. DJ ended up finding iron before I could, and she offered to come mine out my diamonds, but I wanted to mine them. Kind of selfish, I know, but it's okay. She ended up finding stacks upon stacks of diamonds to my 5. Oh well. Several hours later, Torchspam died again, and this time carrying quite a bit of stuff, mostly wood, which is something that we were still in dire need of. So I went and got her and found most of her stuff, and then we got sidetracked on the way back to the island. We found another island with acacia wood, which was something that we hadn't come across yet. And acacia wood being Torchspam's favorite, we had to stop. But it was night, and we weren't trying to die yet again, so we found a light source, which just happened to be a lava source. And we decided to ride out the night here. So I built us a tiny little dirt hut, and we hid out. But not before a skeleton started shooting at us. Once we were both safely inside, we both kind of went AFK for a few minutes. But I returned before she did, so now here we are. You're pretty much all caught up now. Sort of. I did end up going over to the island once the sun came up and collected a few resources. I got wool and acacia wood and quite a bit of other things, seeds, things we were going to need. And then I came back and I waited for a little while, and she was taking forever. But she ended up getting back on the Discord call and told me not to wait for her. I didn't want to leave her stranded, so I crafted her a boat and left her some stuff in a chest and went back to the island. I hauled a bunch of the wood and things like that down to the mines where Mrs. DJ could use them, and realized that she had been a very, very busy bee while I was gone. I used some of the wood that I had acquired to craft up some wooden bowls and, quote, milk the mushrooms so that we had some kind of source of food. And then I set out to build a simple little tree farm so that we could have some renewable wood on the island with us. Then I went to work flattening out a portion of the island to set up a crop farm, starting with wheat so that we could breed said mushrooms, mostly for a leather source. Then I started working on expanding out the tree farm a little bit further and trying to make it at least kind of look nice. Later, DJ and I went out to do a little bit exploring and try to bring back some more varieties of trees and whatever other resources we could get our hands on. And we ended up getting separated. Somehow or another, we lost each other. DJ had died, and he was looking for the stuff that he dropped. And meanwhile, I got distracted. That's how we got separated. That's pretty much what it boils down to. I'm not gonna lie. I was supposed to be helping him find his stuff, and I got sidetracked. But it did sort of pay off a little bit because I did manage to come across the village. Although DJ had already found 2 or 3 in his exploration, I came across one that he hadn't found yet. And with that, even more resources like beds and hay. Yes, I plundered the place. I stole all their beds and all their hay bales. I also managed to find a little friend. And since he was already so close to the water and I had a boat and wheat, I brought him home with me. Georgie, say hi to the viewers. Hey, stop being rude. Look at the camera. Georgie. Whatever. So now, here we are. We don't have half a bad little setup. We got a little wheat farm going. We got a sheep. A single sheep. We got some mushrooms. And a little tree farm. Which I'm now discovering doesn't work the way I thought it did. I thought you could put the beams across the top to limit the height of the trees. But apparently that prevents the trees from growing. I don't really know why, but we did some experiments and we're pretty positive that it's stopping the trees from growing. If anybody knows why, feel free to leave a comment because I'm stumped. So there we go, day one on this new SMP server. It's actually the next day in real life, but now we can get a good view of the tree farm and the stuff from over there. And it seems that the DJs have decided to start building a house out of diorite. At least I think that was the DJs anyway. Nobody else is online at the moment. And all in all, I don't think we had a bad start. Okay, yeah, we did. It was pretty terrible. But we got things up and running now, and we're off to a good start now. But I think this is where I'm going to end this episode. I really hope you guys are going to enjoy this series. The plan is for this series to go on for quite a long time. Our moderator, Torchspam, does not like resetting the world for anything. So most likely, even once 1.17 comes out, we're still going to continue to play on this world without resetting stuff. But I don't know. We're going to see what happens. But this is currently just one of several series that I'm working on. So hopefully I'll have a little bit of something for everybody. If you did enjoy the video, hey, feel free to hit that like button. That's the blue one that kind of looks like a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, consider subscribing. That would be the red button. But for now, this is the Dirty Ducky, and I'm out.